What's up, everyone? You're here with Nye Scored One. I'm Nye, and this is.
This is Coach Carvatta from Forest Hill Community High School.
You know the name, you know the game, but now it's time to hear the story. This is 101 with Nye. Today I am here with Coach Carvata. Coach played softball, basketball, and cross country for Maine South High School. She then went on to Lynn University to continue pursuing her softball career while majoring in sports management with a minor in marketing. She is now a teacher, softball coach, and assistant athletic director at Forest Hill Community High School. Coach Carvata is actually the first ever coach to be featured on 101 with Nye, and Coach actually was there for the start of my journey with sports journalism. She actually recorded one of my very first interviews, so I'm very extremely excited for this right now. Thank you so much, Coach.
Oh, you're welcome. And I'm glad to see you're
How are
succeeding
you
in
doing?
your career. I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well. Started up with the school year, so things are going in smoothly now, getting the kids situated. We're starting our fall sports now, so things are getting busy now.
Yeah, starting to pick up.
Yes.
So I would love to start this interview with your background and your journey. Can you share a little bit about your journey in sports and what led you to become a coach?
Yes. So I've been playing sports since I can remember. So I played from soccer, softball, I even did dance, basketball. I did it all. And then up until high school, where I had to pick the sports I wanted to play, which I did cross country, basketball, and softball all 4 years of high school, which I also did clubs and held a part time job. So I was very busy in high school. Then when it came to college, I really wanted to continue with my academic career. So I decided to continue on with my softball career, which I did go to Lynn University. I played softball all 4 years. And it led me to my senior year being first team all conference. I was actually top 10 in batting average. And I was first team all conference in the Sunshine State Conference. And as upon graduation, I wanted to still continue with the game of softball, and there was not professional softball really big at the time. So I wanted to continue with the game of softball. So I decided to do coaching, and I figured why not be close to the game than coaching. So I started off coaching travel softball, helping girls to not only improve the game but also get recruited for college. But I want to do more beyond that. So I ended up looking up schools that were hiring for teaching and coaching, which led me to work at Northborough Prep for a little bit. I also coached basketball and softball there. I worked there for about 3 years, but I was only coaching there. There was no teaching positions at the time. So then I ended up applying to Forest Hill, which they had softball and teaching positions available. So come 2018, I got hired to be the head softball coach and teacher here. And here we are 8 years later, and I'm still in that position, which I'm still coaching and teaching. And my third year in a row now, I'm now assistant athletic director.
I am so happy that your journey led you to be here today. That's really amazing. I feel like it's so good to stay in your sport and to also be able to give back to the next generation. What do you enjoy most about coaching, and what keeps you motivated season after season to continue coaching?
Honestly, it's the girls because I get a bunch of girls, all skill levels, all ages, and at the end of the day, they just want to go out there and have fun. And for them to come out every single day, showing up, putting in the work, no matter how their day was going, whether a good day or a bad day, they still show up. And to me, that is rewarding just to see them come out. And then not only that, but to see them grow as an athlete and a person, and just to see them grow all season and all 4 years of high school is truly rewarding to see that. And that keeps me going, continue to coach with them as well.
It's so worth it.
Oh, yes,
What three,
definitely.
Mhm. What three words would you use to describe your coaching style?
Mm, I would say fun, tough love, and courageous.
Hmm. What do you look for in athletes beyond their skills and performance?
I look for them to see, to show no fear, show no regrets. Granted, we're all human. We all make mistakes. Even as a coach, we all make mistakes. So I want them to show that they're not afraid to take chances, to get out of their comfort zone. Because for that, it's going to help them outside of the field where they get out of their comfort zone in life in general. So if I could teach them that in the on the diamond, they're going to learn that in the classroom, at their job, anywhere, even after high school. And that's something I want to see in my girls.
Yes, I think it's very important that we are all good on the field, but it's about inside and outside. How are you overall? Can we
Exactly.
talk about some of your challenges and your growth? What's one challenge you faced as a coach and how did you overcome it?
I would say is being a young coach is I'm one of the younger coaches out there. All the other coaches have been coaching for 20, 30 plus years. So I'm going up against coaches who've been at it for a long time. And also, they have different backgrounds, especially when it comes to their skill players. So I'm coming from a different background, whereas they've dealt with players who've been playing softball since they were 5, then playing all year round softball, playing travel, so they're used to the high competitive players. So for me, I'm getting a mix of all the girls. So for that, that's been challenging for me because I gotta work 10 times harder to make sure I'm keeping the girls um, ready to go for games, making sure they're also having fun, and also making sure that they're not being left behind, no matter what the skill level is. I gotta make sure that everyone is all on the same page and getting the same training as the next girl is on the team.
It's actually very funny that you mention you being a young coach because one of my favorite things about you as a coach is that you don't just tell your athletes, go do this, go do that. You actually break it down, you teach them. You're a coach that can tell someone what to do, but actually do it and execute it yourself. So I think that's the
Yes.
good thing about you being a young coach. You're still in shape, you take care of
Hmm.
yourself. So that's one thing that I really loved about you, Coach Carvata.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Welcome. From your perspective, what separates good athletes from great athletes?
I would say discipline. Why maybe that is you could be the best player in the team, but you gotta have discipline. We'll all have our bad days. Like there could be a day you wake up or go to practice, be like, you're still not in the mood to practice. And that happens. We all have our bad days. But it's the discipline in yourself to go out there and get the job done. Because that's gonna pay off in the long run. Because if you take that day off and say, oh, I'm not gonna do it, you're stepping backwards on achieving your goals. So having the discipline is going to separate you from your opponent and anybody else around you.
Yes, I think it's so easy to say, "Oh, I'm going to go home. I'm not going to practice today." But it takes a lot for you to be consistent and show, like you said, being disciplined, coming out there every day and, even if it's not one of your best days, you're not letting your coach or your team down. You're still coming out. So I definitely agree with you.
Exactly.
Mhm. On to athlete development. How do you help athletes balance both the physical and the mental side of the game?
So what we do is what I've been adding this for a few years now. We do a mental health journal entry. So what we do is for the first part of practice, so at the beginning, the end, we do like a mental health journal entry where I give the girls a topic. We discuss about the mental game, and I have them write stuff down and sometimes share with them because a lot of times we want to share our feelings because we think we might get judged or we think, oh, we show weakness. But when other girls show their side of them, they're like, oh, wow, I can't believe she's feeling that way. Maybe that person next to them is feeling the same way too. I didn't realize, oh, wow, I didn't realize she was feeling this way. And to help with that, it's just, wow, we all have something in common here on our mental game here. And as a coach too, I even express too how I'm doing or what's going on, what do I see. So if they see a coach doing that or a teammate doing that, that just spreads like wildfire. Tell me, it just the domino effect. When one person does it, another person does it. So by adding in that mental side of the game to them, that's going to help them build their confidence and eventually their athletic skills into it. So it all just boils down together for it.
Yes, I think it's very important that we always talk about ourselves physically and mentally, and not only when something bad happens, then we check in. I think it's good that you implement that we're always making sure we're good mentally and physically, and we're taking notes of what we have going on inside our mind. That's honestly amazing
Mhm.
to hear. What's a
Thank you.
you're welcome. What's a moment in your coaching career that you are most proud of?
I have to pick one.
You can whatever's your top
Oh,
moment.
hmm. Okay. I will say, oh, this moments, and I still have this video too. It was one of my seniors, Sam Vidal. She getting recruited for college softball. And it was the morning she came back from her recruiting trip. She came in and she thanked me for everything with the recruiting process and getting looked at for college. And that morning she told me she got committed. And right, she was telling me she was going to visit, didn't tell me anything, but she already signed on her visit. So that morning she came back and she told me it was like, oh my God, I have a player who's going to continue on playing college ball, which is one of the goals I would love to have in my players to continue on playing college softball. So that was one of the stories I appreciate. The other story was the following year, Sabrina Diaz. She was getting recruited as well. She signed, and then what happened was she ended up decommitting, and then ended up talking to another school that wanted her. So she signed to that school. But the kicker of that school was it's Sam's school. So now both Sam and Sabrina are playing at Alfred University for college softball. So just to hear not only one of my players, but both my players at the same school is incredible. I never think I would see both my former players at the same college playing at the next level.
Those moments must have felt so amazing to know that two young athletes that you personally mentored and coach have went on to professionally continue their athletic career in the
Mm-hmm.
collegiate level. That's amazing because not everyone continues to pursue their sport, from elementary to middle to high to
Mm-hmm.
college to professional. The higher you go, it's so big. That is such a big moment for you. So I am
Mm-hmm.
very happy that that happened, and I'm very happy for them too. Like
Thank
that's
you.
that's
And to
big.
add to that story, too, is last season their college team won the conference title, and I got to
Wow.
watch it live on my TV screen. So to see both my players win the conference title for their college was truly amazing too, as well.
Yeah,
And
there's
then
nothing
there's actually
better than that.
yeah, and another story too is last season for our high school team is we end up going to district championship. I mean, granted, we lost, but we did bring back a second place trophy, and we haven't made to the district championship since 1992. So
Wow.
for the first time in over 30 years, our program made it to the district championship. And for the girls to experience a district championship was like, wow, like we're actually competing now in the next round of softball. It's not just regular season. We're going on to playoffs here. So we made a goal for this coming season is to win the district championship this year.
Yes, you guys are definitely setting records.
Hmm.
Wow. I would love to talk about your perspective for athletes. What's one thing you wish athletes better understood about you as a coach in your point of view?
Consistency. You got to be consistent on everything you do. You can't just go in, do it a few times, and then not do anymore. You can't do it that way. And as a teacher teaching a student, you got to be consistent on doing your schoolwork, showing up to classes. If you're not showing up to classes doing your work, that's how you get caught falling behind. Same thing as an athlete. If you're not showing up to practice, working on your skills, and being disciplined, you won't improve in the game. So if you don't work on stuff that you do in a game and practice, it's going to show it. So if you're not showing up, you're not giving your all, you're not being disciplined in practice, it's going to reflect on how you perform in a game.
Yes, for example, let's say, we have 4 quarters in high school. Let's say one quarter you get on a roll. You're like, okay, I got all my A's. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
No, you want to keep that the whole four
Yep.
years. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. Consistency, consistency, consistency.
Yep.
Before we wrap things up, I would love to talk about your advice and any takeaways. What advice would you give to athletes who want to build a strong, trusting relationship with their coach, but they don't know how to do it?
Speak to your coaches. Don't be afraid to approach them and ask them questions. Because if you don't ask, the answer is going to be no. You got to ask questions. It doesn't matter if it's like a hard question, a tough question to ask, the coaches will have an answer for them. Because most coaches have been in their shoes once upon a time. So, like, I was a three-sport athlete. I played sports. I have dealt with good times and bad times. I've been through situations that actually helped me grow as a person. So, if a player comes talks to me, and I could relate to them, I could tell them some advice, stuff that I've learned, or maybe something that one of my players have gone through. Because if you don't ask, you'd be surprised on how you can connect to people on on a different level. So don't be afraid to ask questions, because you might build a stronger connection you ever would, and eventually that could lead to a strong relationship, especially with to a coach to a player.
Yes, communication is key. And another important thing to realize is that a lot of coaches actually did the sport that they're coaching. So they've been in all of our shoes. So they
Hmm.
understand where we're coming from as a student athlete.
Yeah.
Mhm. If you could leave athletes with one piece of advice for success on the field and outside, what would it be?
Enjoy every moment. Enjoy the journey, because before you know it, it's done. Like the career is over, the journey is over, and you have to move on to the next phase in your life, whether it's getting a full time job, starting a family, whatever that is. Our journey is over in a blink of an eye. So just enjoy every moment of it.
I definitely agree. I definitely agree. I think about it every single day. I think about what could have been or going
Hmm.
back to my high school years because it's a one in a lifetime opportunity. You don't get it when you're in it, but when you get out of it, you relive those moments every single day. So that was really good.
Exactly. Yep.
Before we officially close things off, we're going to play a game of TNT with Nye, top notch takes. You're going to give me your top three unpopular opinions, something that you believe in, anything in the sports world related. It doesn't have to be tailored to softball, but it could. Something
Hmm.
that you believe in, but other people may or may not agree. Just your top notch take. Three.
Three. Okay. I would say staying in shape. So doing some sort of workouts, whether you're in season or not. You can't just only work out while you're in season, because the way you grow is outside. Because they say, when no one's looking, that's how you show growth. So you got to put the work in outside the season. That's my one opinion, is do the work outside of season as well, not just only in season. Second thing is taking care of yourself. You got taking care of yourself is most important. Yes, we want to be part of the team, help each other out, but we got to take care of ourselves, whether it's getting good night's sleep, getting the right foods, helping with our mental side, because all those things come from us. Not everyone's going to take care of us. We have to take care of ourselves, because if we take care of ourselves, then we can help out our teammates, our coaches, everybody else around us. So take care of yourself is most important. And the last thing I would say is getting out there and exploring more opportunities. We can't just be fixated on just one thing, because may that one thing not be um, our life. There could be things happening, like an end of career injury might happen, or a setback, whether it's you lost a job or you lost a spot. You got to find a new perspective. There's always something out there for you. You have to go and find it. So don't be set on just one thing. Have a backup plan. Have something else. Do something else to get involved. Because believe it or not, when something doesn't fall in, something else will open up for you.
Mm-hmm. Those are Coach Carvatta's top notch takes. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Carvata, for coming on to my platform and for speaking on One on One with Nye. I thank you so much for being here so much. This is One on One with Nye.